All right, Harmony Science Academy students, welcome back to another lesson. The vocabulary is going to allow you to revisit in Google what a percent is, what it means. So revisit that and take some time, look up some definitions for percent change and pick the one you're most comfortable with. The name of the lesson is percent change. The objective is to find each percentage change and state if it's an increase or a decrease. Okay? So let's go ahead and get straight into it. This stuff looks simple, but it makes even some math teachers kind of nervous. So what you want to do is really understand the formula that I'm about to write for us, and everything else in terms of how to accomplish our objective. Okay. So the formula means you need something for percent change, but I don't want you guys to write percent change every time. So I'm gonna recommend you guys use the triangle from calculus, which means change, and to use the symbol for percent. Okay. I'm also gonna recommend that when we talk about the original value, okay, like the first one that's given, right, the original, instead of writing the original word, we're just going to use the symbol, this one right there. Okay? That's it. We're going to come up with symbols so we don't have to write as much. So I'm about to give you guys the formula. The other thing I'll say is it says state if it is an increase or decrease. Pay attention. This is how simple. After you're done with the formula, if you went from a small number to a big number, it's an increase. If you go from a bigger number to a smaller, that's a decrease. Okay? Just that simple. All right, so here's the formula, okay? Percent change, right? Percent change equals the bigger number minus the smaller number over the original value, okay? The one that was given first. Once you have that math done, okay, you're going to multiply by 100, which means you take the decimal and you move it over 2 times, and then you put a percent sign, okay? So, let's go ahead and do number 3, which looks a little scary. And the first thing I want you guys to do is write the formula. Percent change is the bigger number minus the smaller number over the original value that's given. Once you have that, you're going to multiply times 100 and then add a percent. Okay, this 100 means you move the decimal 2 times and then you put the symbol. So let's do 3. Okay, I'm going to do just the 1 to keep the video short. So I'm going to go and put 13 is bigger minus 12.6 over the original amount. Okay. So now what do? I do the math. I get 0.4 over 12.6 times. Okay, I'll do that after I do this. Now let's review. If you have this, all these don't have a decimal, okay, which we're lucky. But if you do have a decimal, let's review what you do there, okay? Since they both have a decimal, you can go ahead and move 1 to the right. You have 4 and you have 126. So the question is always how many times does this big number go into the small one? None. So 0 times that is 0. You subtract it, and you might have to teach your kids this, so this is a good review, right? So there's 4. Now how do we continue this problem? Well, 4 is really 4.0, or we'll look at it as 40. Okay, we'll put a decimal there. 126 goes into 40? No, it does not. Okay, so this is 0. Okay, 0, we put a 0 here, we subtract it, and 40 minus 0 is still 40. Okay, now we need more digits, so let's go ahead and include that there. So how many times does 126 go into 400? At least 3. Okay, and 3 times 126, that's 18. Carry the 1, 6 is 7, and then 3. Okay, so that's a 2 and that's a 2. Okay, after, whoops. Again, I can't undo while I'm recording. Okay. And if you were going to continue this, you put a 0 and continue the process. Okay. For right now, let's just say that we'll leave it at that. Okay. 126 goes to 220 one time, and I think that's good enough. You don't have to go into forever with it. Okay. All right. So now that we have that, okay, we go ahead and bring it down here. So we have 0.031 times 100%. Okay. What this means is you take the decimal and you move it over twice. When you multiply by 100, it goes 1, 2. So now we have 3.1. Bring the percent, and that's what we have. Okay, that's what results in this part of the formula, or in this formula period. But they want to find each percent increase, state if it's an increase or decrease. So was it an increase or decrease? We went from a smaller number to a bigger number. That means that's an increase. So here I'm going to write the word increase. Okay. It is a 3.1% change that's increasing. Okay, or a 3.1% increase. And that's how you respond to these. Okay. Again, I picked one of the tougher ones because it is a decimal. The rest of them should be a little easier for you guys. Appreciate your time. I'll catch you in class. Okay.